Hello, my esteemed viewers. Welcome to Smart Investment Consultants Limited. This is a channel whereby we train you on how to do business registration, about taxation, and also if you want any training about entrepreneurship, about financial management, we are a consultancy firm that can be able to do that. So today I want to take you step by step on how you are able to register a limited company in Kenya using your eCitizen channel. So my name is John. I hope you are going to enjoy and also be able to learn from this. So if you want to register a limited company in Kenya, there are a few requirements that you really have to put up. Number one is just to make sure that you have an eCitizen account, which nowadays is very common. If you are registering on behalf of someone else, you have to use their eCitizen account, not yours, because at a point it will require you to be able to transfer these. Number two, you have to come up with 3 names that you want to call or you want to name your company. These 3 names must be in the order of priority. So when you are listing them down here, they must be in the order of priority. Number 3 is that you have to come up with an email that is not registered on iTax. That is, it is not attached to KRA, because when you have a new company, the company will come with its own PIN. Therefore, the email that must be used must not be registered on iTax platform. So once you make sure you have those requirements, you can log into your eCitizen account like I'm doing on mine right now. And this is just the overview of how the eCitizen account looks like. So when you scroll down here, at this point you'll find the BRS, Business Registration Services. This is the department that is mandated to do company registration. So you'll click on the Business Registration Service right there, and it will prompt you to log in again. So you just select the account that has your own details, then you click on Continue. And this is how the overview of the business registration services looks like. So if you have registered another business or any other transactions that you have, they'll come on this screen here. But we are interested in registering a new company, so you'll click on Make Application. So what you realized initially that registering a company was around number 3. So in the new overlook of our website, it has changed. So we'll go to this option number 7, Return BRSB2, and you'll click on Apply now. Then you click on Apply. So as you log in, what you are supposed to realize is that a limited company, that is a private one in Kenya, should have less than 50 shareholders. So once a company has more than 50 shareholders, it becomes a public limited company. And today we are interested on how to register a private limited company. So once you log in, now this is how the new BRS over the website looks like. So I'm coming to the first option here, company registry service. I'm clicking on Proceed. Then I'll get the following options down here. There is a link, a business, and all those options, but you can see the option number 3 here is private limited company. So I'll click on Apply. So you have the following are some of the requirements that maybe you are just cautioned about. For example, you cannot use the word limited. It will automatically appear once you register your business name. For training institutes, you are given that you have to seek approval for TVET before registering it here. For law firms is that you must have first of all registered them as an advocate. So there are those various requirements, you can go through them, but I will click on Next. So once you click on Next, now you start the journey of registering a business name. So first thing I said is that you have to come up with 3 names, and they have to be in order of priority. At this point, let me say there is someone who have registered a business name and you wish to retain the same name, but now it becomes a limited company. Maybe I have an enterprise, but I don't want to name this enterprise, or I don't want to lose the name of this enterprise, but I want to make it a limited company. So there is a way you convert a business name to a limited company. So you don't have to follow this process. You just explore in this channel, you'll get the way you convert your business name to a limited company. So for this one here, you're only dealing with a new registration. So I'll come up with my proposed names. I said they have to be in order of priority because they are going to do the name searches, and the first name that is not taken is the name they will give to you. So if maybe the name you preferred, you put it as option 3, but they find the name you did put at option 1 is not registered, they are going to give you that particular name. So at this point, you put your first name here. So is it affiliated to an existing entity? Maybe you have another business and the name is affiliated to it, yes or no. So I'll choose no. Then I will go to the second name. So remember, these names you cannot add the word limited. Another caution here is that for these names, you cannot choose a name that has the word Kenya. Those ones are reserved for the government and the other parastatals. So you just have to have other names that don't have the word Kenya in it. Then I'll say no. I'll go to the third name. Then I will also choose no. And then I'll click on next. So once you're in the next option, so your name appears here, and then that is why I said you have to use the e-citizen of the person you are applying for if it's not your own company. So my name appears here, and then I'm asked, who am I to this company? Are you a secretary? Are you a director? Are you a director shareholder? Another person who is allowed to register a company is an advocate. So you choose your level. Now, at this point, though I'll come to explain further, there is a difference between a director and a director shareholder. As the name suggests, a director has no shares. A director shareholder has some shares. So for now, but I'll come to explain later, I'll select director shareholder. You are required to give your address there. So you can just give the address there. Then you come to articles of association. So the article of association is basically are the rules that guide your company. So you can have those rules printed and then you can upload, or alternatively, you can use there is a standard one that are provided, and if you want to download them and read through them, you can be able to download and read through them. They are provided by the registry of services. So most of the time you will adopt these ones. So you can see the option 1, the company will adopt the model articles of association applicable to the type of company selected. So if you just create your own, you can come to this option 3 here. So if you want to see how the articles of association looks like, you can be able to click here, download, and go through them. And then you can go to objects, if any, for which the company is established. Is it a regulated company or is it non-regulated? So if you're just registering a normal company, select non-regulated. And then we are going to, what are the primary objects of the company? So here is what is the purpose of the company? What is your company going to do? And you are just asked to be clear and precise. So you can see, for example, you have already been given caution. Avoid general words and phrases such as general trading, general supply. So you have to be really specific of what your company is going to do. For example, someone might be dealing in a number of goods. So it's better if you can say, for example, wholesale and retail supply of consumer goods. So that one makes it not to be. It is a better thing to use rather than saying general supplies. So once you can even give an example, for example, cereals, mattresses, whatever, so that you can be very precise about what your company does. Then you'll be able to choose a sector. So there are various sectors if you are dealing with agriculture, mining. So you choose a sector that is relevant to your business. So for me here, I'm going to choose the wholesale and retail trade. The division, I'm going to choose wholesale trade, except of motor vehicles, or I can choose retail, whichever. Then I can say is retail in specialized stores. Then I can choose this one. So business target start date. So when are you targeting to start the business? So it can be either today or a future date. So it cannot be a past date. So for now, maybe I select today's date there. Then accounting period end month. Accounting period end month is basically when do you do your accounting. Remember, this one will align now you with the KRA. So for example, if you say you do your accounting on July, so it means that you will file your taxes after July. If you say that you have to, or that your accounting period ends in December, then you'll have to assign your taxes when? From January. So you really have to get that so that you don't confuse this one with your personal KRA PIN, where every accounting period ends in December, and then you start the process of filing from January. So if, for example, you select your accounting periods ends in June, for example, and then you find that for the next 3 months you have not, for the next 6 months, that is up to December, you have not filed your returns, you are waiting for next year January to file, then of course you'll get some penalties. So it's very, very important to have a look of that. So if you are not able to remember this, always select December so that you can be able to file your returns. Same with your personal KRA PIN. So what are the number of employees at your start date? Remember here you are selecting employees who earn more than 13,486. If you put a number here, it means that automatically you get registered for a PIN we call the P9 for those people who have employed, because any money beyond that initially, even if it has been taken now to over 24,000, it has not been changed yet here. You are supposed to submit the returns of this employee. Number two, you will also automatically receive what we call an NSSF PIN. Why? Because you are supposed also to submit NSSF deductions for these people. So to be on the safe side, if you are starting a company, put 0 there. Then what are the estimated annual turnover? Now, turnover is the amount of money maybe you transact in a year. Here, if you put more than 5 million, you have two consequences. Number one is that you automatically get registered for VAT. So you can check a previous video here. I've explained about taxes, but for every business that has taxes of or has turnovers of more than 5 million every year, they get automatically registered for VAT. A VAT now is a type of tax that requires you to file every month. And there is a fine of 20,000 for non-compliance every month. So to avoid this, just put a turnover maybe that is below 5 million. So we can say, for example, 1 million. Let me see if I am okay. No. Yeah, 1 million. Another consequence about a turnover that is just turnover. The other one is about shares. I'll come to explain about that. So we go to the next question. Is the company you are registering a subsidiary or a branch? Now you might be having a mother holding company, you are registering a branch of it. So if it's a branch, you say yes, so that you can provide the detail of the mother company. If it's not a branch, just click on no. And then was it formed as a result of amalgamation or accusation? So here is whereby you find, for example, a company was formed by merging two companies. So if that is not the case, again, I will click on no, and then I will click on next. So when you come to next here, you are going to provide the office address, the registered office address. So you start with county, where you are registering this company. You go to the district, you now again go to the locality, and then you are supposed to provide the name of building and estate number. So you give those details there. What is the street or the road that is near you? Then you can put it there. Then you are supposed to provide the postal address and the postal code. So basically this is for is a residential or a registered office. Where will you be operating your business from? You'll give the number, then you'll provide an email. So this email is not supposed to be registered with KRA, as I had explained earlier. So once you put that email here, then you validate. If it's not registered by the KRA, it automatically autofills down there. Then you are going to click on next. So now we come to share information. So for shares, we have two types of shares, as you all know. We have the ordinary shares and the preference shares. So when you are registering a company, you start with the ordinary shares. So most of the time you put the ordinary shares. So then you are going to put the number of shares here and the value of each share. So when you take the number of shares times the value of each share, it gives you the nominal capital. So what was happening initially, if you said, for example, your capital to start a company was 1 million, you were supposed to take 1 million and go and deposit this money with a bank to be verified. But nowadays, the share or the nominal capital is just a number. It just shows the company worthiness. So I always advise people, don't select too little, because once maybe you go to this company, you want to do some tendering, and then you have put 100,000 here and you want to get a tender of about 10 million, then it just says that your company does not have the capacity to do this kind of tender. So basically I ask people to put 1 million. So I can say I'll be having a total of 1,000 shares and the value of each share is 1,000. And this gives me 1 million. Another disclaimer here, if this share capital here, or the nominal capital, goes above 5 million, it's a must that your company gets a company secretary. So if you make that mistake, you have to appoint a company secretary for your company. A company secretary has to be certified by the secretarial board or whatever. So just also take note of that. So I'll say that my nominal capital here is 1 million, and then I will click on next. So on the next part, you are going now to provide the details of directors and shareholders. So I'll start with this part, first part here, add a director or a shareholder. So I'll assume I was registering this company for my own. So I said, now you can see the three people here I was talking about. There is someone who is called a director shareholder. There is someone who is called a director. Let's first of all differentiate between the two. A director can be someone who is an expert in a certain area. For example, if you want to register a clinic, for example, then, or a chemist, you must be having an expert in that area. And I might want to, I'm an investor who want to register a clinic, but unfortunately, I'm not an expert in that area. So what can I do? I can appoint a doctor who is now an expert in that area, to head the clinic. So, but he doesn't own any part of that clinic. So in that case, that person becomes a director. They don't have any shares. A director shareholder, you can be an expert, and at the same time, you are the one who is heading the company, and at the same time, you own the company. Then you become a director shareholder. Then a shareholder is basically someone who just owns the company. They just have shares. So I'll click on director shareholder here. So you are now supposed to provide your information. You select if you are a Kenyan, for example, you can select the citizen there. You type in your ID here. After you type in your ID, you put your first name, and then you are going to click on search. So if you are registered on eCitizen, all your other names will appear, and therefore you don't have to put them manually. So you'll come basically to now inputting your passport photo here. You can just come and select from your photos here. So make sure you have a passport size photo. These passport size photos, of course, is not something that you go to a cyber or somewhere to get that kind of passport photo. You can just take a selfie from your phone and be able to crop. Then you provide your phone number there, your email address, your postal address. So basically it's your personal information there. Then occupation, what do you do? Say for example you are a business person. Then you are going to give what are your residential information, where do you live, all that. So then you'll come to the name of the building or plot and house number. So you just provide that information there. So all that, after you have provided those personal information, the part I want us to really pay attention is here, where you come to allocation of shares. Issue shares. Now you can see we have a 1,000 shares. I'm assuming for now this company I'm registering alone. You might be having several other shareholders that you want to issue the shares to. But for this one, let me make an assumption. I'm doing this alone. So I'll come to issue shares here. Now, when you are registering a private limited company, it requires that all shares must be allocated. So I'm going to allocate all the shares to me, so that you can see now all the shares are paid up. If you go to an extent that some of these shares are not paid up, then you'll find yourself with an error. Then you'll come to the total ownership here. You can see I own 100%, and even the direct ownership is 100%. I'll come to the total voting right here. I put 100 again. Direct voting right, I'll put 100 there. Then type of influence, I might leave that one. It's not mandatory for you to put. Then you can just come down here. You come until where you have asterisk here, effective date of becoming a BO. Now, beneficiary of ownership. When you are registering a company, anybody with more than 10% of the shares of that company becomes a direct beneficiary ownership of that company. So what you do now, the date of you becoming a beneficiary ownership now has to be the registration date or before. So unlike the start date when we are saying it has to be today or after, now it has to be today or before. So I can choose today or I can choose some days before. Now, when you come to source of beneficiary ownership here, you can see there are three, we are supposed to choose from three options here. There is provided by the beneficiary owner or the authorized representative. There is taken from an official register, and there is provided by a third party, not directly related to the beneficiary of ownership. Now, If you choose option 1 and 3, you are going to repeat the information again, filling the information, which is tiresome. If I choose option 2, they are going just to extract this information from the information I have been providing them when I'm registering. So basically choose option 2, that it will be taken from an official register, and then you'll save there. So there is a new module that has been introduced here, is that add a beneficial owner. So if you want to add any other, then I'll just select no. Add a secretary, I'll just select no, I don't need a secretary for my company, and I'm going to click on next. So once I've clicked on next, now I'll come to downloading of the documents. Now these are the documents that you are supposed to download. You download this document, you sign them, and after you sign them, you are now going to upload them back here. So once you upload this document back, now it's when you choose on complete. You'll pay 10,750, and you wait for the registration of your company. So registering a company in Kenya is as simple as this. You don't need an expert, you don't need a lawyer, you just need to get 10,750, get your requirements in order, go to your eCitizen, and be able to register your company. So thank you for following to our video. I hope it was educative. Please click on link. Also leave a comment of how you feel about the process. In case you have a query, our number is pinned on the comment section. So just get our number from there. Give us a call, or we'll be able to serve you. What we do and what you'll note is that for any general inquiries from us, we always charge us a fee of 500 just to maintain our operations. If you also feel that the video was nice and it helped you, maybe saved you money, because I know maybe you have gone to someone and told you that registering a company is 20,000, you can also bless us with M-Pesa through that number that is pinned there. We appreciate. So my name is John. If you, for example, have a group, if you have your business group, you need to be also trained on entrepreneurship matters. You also need to be trained on financial literacy. Give us a call, we'll be able to arrange. So thank you. See you in the next video.